you lose? Oh, honey, how could you lose? How could you lose? How could you lose? Oh, honey, rolled up. Well, maybe it's time we made up for good. Or maybe it's time.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So today we are going to go to the webpage UMGC and read off of the webpage. Let me close some projects out that I was about to look at. Good news. I have some good news. So the good news, I knew they were going to do that. So the good news is I have one reputable company that I could get to buy commercial cleaning. I don't want to say keywords because if I sit up there and say keywords, you know, some people are haters, man. Some people got my voice. And you have to think like this. I didn't elaborate. You have to think like this because it's 2025. You got people, you got Trump looking like Melanie and Melanie looking like Trump. You got Obama as a white guy. You know, it's just so many different things that AI can do. You know, they can take your voice. I've witnessed it, you know, and you can program my voice or your own voice to sound a certain way and say certain things. So I cannot say keywords and I cannot give too much information away until it happens. You know, so, but the girl was super nice. The girl that I talked to on the phone was super nice. And now this is a turn. This is a turn. They got an A rating on the Better Business Bureau, which means that they are about giving you leads. They help you get on the Google page. So I'll not only have the Kimberly Cloud Show Google page, but I will have Blue Cloud Cleaning Google page and be on Yelp. You know, so I decided that I was going to give it a try. A try. It doesn't hurt to try. You can always turn it off. You know, if you need 10 leads, then get those 10 leads. If you need 5 leads, then get those 5 leads. If you need 1 lead, then get those 1 leads and cut it off. For Washington State, I said to myself, maybe 3, 4 at the most in the Kirkland area. And I'll have my employees go out there and clean these contracts and have plan B employees lined up just in case plan A employees don't line up. So getting started, I wanted to talk about UMGC and the homework. So I can't execute nothing right now other than to read and study and keep in contact with the teacher. So we looked at all of this. Follow me at the Kimberly Cloud Show 39 on Facebook and Instagram and many more other places. Just look my name up, Kimberly Cloud. Which one are we? Oh, this is Project 2. Now that your team has completed an environmental scan for leak, let's zoom in. Let's see if y'all can get this too. I'm having a problem with my internet. There's an outage. So I can't download nothing right now. So I have to make a note to um, send Carrie her stuff when the outage stops. Oh, fiddlesticks. Her footage. Okay. Develop a Me Org app marketing strategy. So develop a strategy to market. Now that your team has completed an environmental scan for leak, the team can develop a marketing strategy for the app. Review segmentation, targeting, and positioning. It's called STP model. The model will help the team develop and inform in segmentation, like make a segment. A segment is let's look that up just in case. A segment is like, it reminds me more before a strategy of marketing. Yeah, because when I hear segmentation, it reminds me of a video, a segment, a type of thing that happens, good or bad. Marketing segmentation is a foundational strategy in marketing and business development, dividing a broad target market into smaller, more defined subsets, segments of consumers or businesses with similar needs, behaviors, or characteristics. Divide a broad target into smaller, defined subsets. So let's say you got pizza, it would be Pizza Hut. Now, I don't know the segments of Pizza Hut, maybe uh, pepperoni, cheese, of the certain pizza that doesn't do what another pizza does. They all have pepperoni and cheese, but what makes Pizza Hut stand out from Domino's? Man, I remember in 2008, Domino's came out with that new crust. Domino's used to be so bad. And when they came out with that new crust in like 2008, oh my God, it was great. Let's see. With similar needs, behaviors, and characteristics. This allows companies like your cleaning service or podcast. Oh, I'm like, how you add that in there, Brock? I be talking to Grog way too much. Like, really. Like, I was like, how is it about me to tailor offerings, messaging, and resources efficiently? Messaging and resources. I have a lot of resources. Boosting return on investment, ROI. It's especially useful for small businesses targeting niches, commercial cleaning for Seattle offices versus residential in KC, King County. Wait, I don't know what King County, I don't know. That's weird. Seattle resides. Oh, I get what he's saying. Okay. Commercial cleaning services for Seattle offices versus residential for King County, for the King County area, which King County is pretty big. I didn't even notice it was that big. Below, I'll break down step by step with the types of benefits, applications, best practice. Undercut rivals like coverall by customizing quotes, 15 cent square feet for eco-friendly offices. Scalability, start small, 800 square feet for clients, and then expand via data-driven insight. So what that means is start with 800 square feet um, first type buildings, which isn't nothing, no type, but those, there's still commercial buildings that ends up 800 feet. I've worked in them. I've worked in scientist buildings, corporate buildings, big corporate buildings. Like my biggest corporate building was like, I don't remember how many square feet. It was big, but I remember the amount that I was getting paid a month, and it was good money, very good money. That's what drove me to go back to it. Mitigates threats in the Porter's five forces, robbery on owning undeserved segments. Okay. Do 2025. How you doing, man? So, what else? I don't need to read no more of this. I need to go back here. So now that you review the segmentation, targeting, and positioning model, the model will help the team develop, inform, and viable marketing strategy for the marketing mix to position lead. Document the team findings for marketing strategy for lead rebrand. So we're basically going to rebrand it by seeing what would drive, ask yourself this, what would drive you? What would drive you to the actual Elite app? If you were a veteran and you needed to get a job and the Leap app was failing because it doesn't have all the resources necessary, what would you want out of your Leap app? More training, because the statistics are that they only go up to 7 classes and then they stop. So what is causing them to stop going to class after 6.54 sessions out of 275 veterans? This is the fake data. So what would be the reason, you know, for the failure of the LEAP app? And what would be the marketing strategy to get the Leap app working again? I mean, are the people at the Leap app being fake? Why does the majority of the veterans quit after 7? Maybe they're not finding a job. Maybe the resources are lacking. So put more funding into the resources, get more funding from the state or federal. No, that's going too far. No, federal, yes, because it's helping veterans get on their feet and get off of whatever assistance they're on. More funding. And speaking of more funding, I spoke with a guy off camera over the phone from DAF, and he was telling me how they're underfunded. And I'm like, oh my God, you're underfunded. Hold on for a second. I can't believe that. He said the state hasn't funded it, nor have federal. Why is all these cuts happening? Like, why is all of these cuts happening? I don't I don't get it. We live in a society where veterans need resources. And so the reason why I called was to get a certificate, to get some type of award from the military showing that I came from homelessness and mental health issues to mental health issues, getting my second master's. So, and whatever the Army Review Board did for me, I showed them that I can do good, be resilient, be outrageously serious, serious with you know outrageously is needs to be emphasized. Outrageously serious because I take my job serious. I've been like that since I was young. Once I started getting bank accounts and stuff, you know, but I take my job serious. So now we're going to look at marketing strategy. Follow me at the Kimberly Cloud Show at yahoo.com. The Kimberly Cloud Show 39 on Facebook. Sorry about that. where would my brand fall under the pricing spectrum? Well, there are people that are doing the Kimberly Cloud. Well, there are people that are doing their own podcast for money, and it can. I remember I paid out of pocket to be on PSI because I felt like that was fair. Those are her prices. What can she do? And she told me. And PSI TV is another one I recommend. She sat up there and interviewed me and posted it on YouTube. I got a lot of negative hits, but because I was Republican, and now I'm independent. But where would my brands fall? 125. But I'm phasing it out, and I have to realize that not everybody is going to take it. But on the flip side, I don't mind doing the work. I do it, you know, I don't mind doing the work. I don't mind sitting here putting people's stuff and making someone look good. I don't mind, you know, but that's not going to pay the bill. So I may just keep phasing this out until um I may keep phasing this out until I figure out what's going to happen. More do what Facebook is doing, which is promote my business more and get more visibility. And that's what I've been doing. That's what Facebook does. They promote their glasses, they promote Facebook, they promote everything. And even if they're this is so cool. I don't know the statistics, but a person who sees Facebook ads, the statistics are blank. That is blank chances that if somebody look at somebody's a Facebook ad about Facebook, that by the fourth time they see it, they may buy into it, because they keep seeing it. So maybe 3 times that person did seen Facebook ads and didn't sit up there, and they seen Facebook ads and they were like, oh, this is an ad, but I don't want to buy this. But then you sit up there, and the fourth time around you sit up there and you sit up there and you get what you need, which is something from Facebook, whether it be the glasses or etc. Facebook ads or something. How is it that I know about Facebook ads? I know about Facebook ads through Facebook advertisement. Facebook advertises on top of advertises. That is so crazy. So when you hear about Mark Zuckerberg spending millions of dollars on advertisements, it has to pay off. And he's only buying into those people who, like I said, have seen his ads and haven't took that leap at buying a product or service of Mark Zuckerberg's. He's looking for that fourth, or that's just a random number, or maybe 10th time. I remember I did a Facebook survey. They sat up there and they told me about different reels. It was a video call from a Facebook consultant, and I said it's a survey, and it was an Asian woman on the other end, and she showed me 4 different reels, 4 different reels sizes and shapes, and I had to give my critique on it. You need to up the money, Facebook. So where would my brand fall on the pricing spectrum? Because I only got paid $100 to do that. Where would the brand fall on the pricing spectrum? So 125, only because I've been doing this for 5 years, and if I don't give you a full product or service, then I can make it right. And I want to make it right. I want to fall between that 125, but I have some things I need to work on still, like promotion, like getting the big machine engines promotions to promote me, like I said prior to that. But 125 is the uh answer. Where would I fall on the quality? The quality is at least 95%. Despite sometimes the spelling errors, I made it right. Like, for example, this lady that I'm going to interview, what is her name? Sonia. We had like 6 or 7 errors. Not we as in her and me, but we as in you guys and me. I blame you guys. No, I'm just kidding. We as in me, had grammatical errors. And so what I did was I know what it means to my customers, my guests, whether payeth or not payeth, how they feel about having something out there on the World Wide Web that's misspelled. Now, me, I know how to spell, but some of my keyboards are off, and sometimes I misspell or incorrectly say a sentence structure, but that's why I'm not worried. So she contacted me, and we had to go back and forth for like several times via email, but I fixed the issue. And so I say 95 because I have a 3% error. I say that's 3% out of 95. I put you on Spotify, and all the other platforms, my 12 platforms, Spotify, MNN, DCTV. I'm trying to do Downtown Hot Radio. I'm trying to do the Mystery Radio station. I'm trying to do BBS Radio. That's how I feel. That's going to promote me. I'm benefiting, and it's going to also promote you. And y'all, I appreciate y'all. And so that's why I'm honest with you guys. I don't like to sugarcoat nothing. So the quality, 95%. A market segment includes customers who share wants. So we need that customer that wants. I have that part. But some people needs, do they need versus what they want. I can tell that they're like me. My clients and my guests are like me. They take a step back and they think about it before making a move. I just started being that way though. They take a step back and think about it for a longer period of time versus just jump right in and impulsively buy. The last time I impulsively bought something was when I switched out Xfinity for Verizon. And that was like a couple of weeks ago. So now that I understand and I express that wants versus needs, I didn't need Verizon, but I wanted Verizon. These customers want to, and that's why they gave me good reviews. These customers wants to pay but don't need the service per se. It is the marketer's job to identify the segments in the overall market that he or she identify what the segments to of the overall market that he or she wants to target. So for that, oh, I get it now. Identify the segments. So they want a service. That's another thing. They want the service, but a certain part of the service. So how would I target those people that want my services? Because Matchmaker FM and podcast guest lists and radio guest lists, when you promote yourself, they say it's a possibility that they might pay, which means leaves opportunity and wiggle room for phasing out, possibly free or not. So I would have to figure out how to find that market, and I'm about to ask Grok. Overall market of the Kimberly Cloud Show. What should candidates should I find in order to have paying customers? Dang, it's labeled in the billions. Just think about all the young little whippersnappers that by the time they get our ages, they're going to be into podcasting. It's going to double by 2060. I'm not going to read this, but oh, women now make up 45% of my weekly listeners. Hi women. Income is at 100K households. 31% of the audience often educated leaders seeking inspiration. Yeah, that's true. All of them are educated. Even the ones without money are educated. Like, seriously. Room for empowerment niches to capital or niches to capture. 10%, 10 to 15% share targeted syndication. Engaged audience. U.S. Let me see what I asked. Is this accurate? Oh, I'm gonna start making t-shirts too. I had t-shirts before, but I forgot all about t-shirts. But, what if this was like, I don't remember the word, but the word goes like this, like some type of natural medicine to help focus on mental clarity. Like for instance, y'all can look it up on your own time. There is this item that costs $300 to $500. It goes on your head and it clears you of forgetfulness, and it helps with anxiety. This is an overall. Basically, this is how much it is. 39 million. Well, 39.63 billion. That's the overall global market. Monthly listeners out of that $1 billion that is going around per year is 160 million listeners from all the podcasts. The ad revenue to for all of the podcasters to investigate or advertise is 2.55 billion. The millennials and Gen Z lead 45% women and have 31% of 100K income. That is exceptional. So the rest of them, which is 14%, don't. And I'm falling in that category. But matching the entrepreneurial guests, this is the guests I have on my show. I guess that's what they're saying. But that still don't mean, I'm still starting out. Facebook, the guy, I don't remember his name, but the guy that got fired from Facebook, he sat up there and he said, where you are and where you think you are closer, where you are and where you want to be are closer than what it is, than what you think. He didn't have good businesses, and he said he heard a lot of no's. It's no way I'm going to start off fresh from scratch. Even if I put in 5 works, this is from scratch, maneuvering and phasing out of free phase. There's no way I'm going to get a yes right away. And that's what it's about, hearing no and moving forward until you hear that yes. It's not about pouting or getting mad or sitting up there getting revenge or sitting up there, whatever. You have to use your behavior as a tool. Nobody uses their behavior as a tool. And it's hard. If you can control your behavior, it's not that easy. Let's see. Marketing strategy. Let's finish reading. So basically, in the radio industry, we want people that make or generate between 100K and above. And that's because, or maybe I want to look up people by their credit scores. Some people have that kind of system that, and markets have that type of system where you can look someone up by their credit score, the government do, where they be like, if your credit score is 700, we want you. But if it's like 5, we don't want you. Segmenting enables, which is creates, agrees the company to better design, create, or make the help create the company to a better design its offerings and a better price to deliver them. look up people based on their credit cards. The government has access to all of that. That's why you see those commercials through AI. You use your credit card or your debit card at a store, or even if you pay cash. If you pay cash or you pay with a prepaid card, they are tracking you because your computer is traced to your microchip on your debit card, and your debit card is traced on that. So yeah, and then they'll target you by that, and then they'll sit up there and say, you just came from Kentucky Fried Chicken. 3 hours later, you're hungry again. They'd be like, hungry? Why wait? Midnight Kentucky Fried Chicken. You'd be like, oh, I think I get some more Kentucky Fried Chicken. So a better price and deliver them. And that's what they do blindly advertisement. What I'm about to do is blindly advertisement without the government's help, where I put myself on the market to target so many people, but I advertise and I only use keywords based on SEO optimization. So they're going to look up cloud, and blue cloud cleaning is going to come up. That's kind of like blindly, but the government, on the other hand, can look up your credit, debit, and everything else in between. They know you. They know all of us. You know me. Second, until allow the marketing to fine tune its marketing program in comparison to its competitors' activities within the same segment. However, the company still needs wait to fine tune its yeah. That's what I want to do. Fine tune the marketing program in comparison to its competitor. Yeah, so like Facebook and Apple get together with the same type of glasses, but different things. And you sit up there and you they have the same type but different offerings. Positioning the design of the company's image to occupy a distinct place in the customer's minds. Well, I know I have positioning right with that because, all of the people that, the clients, the guests that sat up there and wrote good reviews on Google Maps and Google Business, I appreciate. I have that part. It's something that I know what it is. It's the way my paragraph sounds, or the way things are not professionally written. That could be some. So if I get a company to help me, these would be people, leads, blind leads, and not leads that maybe the government could say, choose him. I'm pretty sure if you interview him, he'll pay you. And then somebody be like, nobody, people be like, they want to be on podcasts, but you never see podcast commercials. You only see people in podcasts sitting up there interviewing people, but you never see podcast commercials. So the company goal is to place a brand in its customer's mind, and they know the brand. It's the Kimberly Cloud Show to maximize potential benefits. Solid brand positioning helps guide the company's marketing strategy by specifying what the brand stands for. Well, my brand stands for integrity, fairness, equality, um, everything, everything positive. I mean, positive. How anything that's in the Bible, not the Bible, but the dictionary, anything, any defined term that is positive and strong and shows strength, I represent that. How the product or service will satisfy the customer needs. Everybody wants some sort of token they can leave behind. How about you guys out there, all my ladies out there, and even men, and even aliens, Area 51, why don't y'all sit up there and build like a time capsule for the videos? Like see if you can get it, a video, a digital or HD converted into a VHS, if you know somebody that can do that, even if that can't be done just physically, or maybe some type of item you've had for a while, you put in a time capsule in the dirt. That's what I'm going to do when I get my real house and mortgage, but put it in a time capsule. you know Somebody out there needs to make beats to a heartbeat of your grandmother heartbeat, so your daughter or your granddaughter or great granddaughter, can have that beat for their baby, baby, and their baby's baby. You get the point. The company, that's DNA, that's genetics. Everybody heartbeat sounds the same, just like every beat to a music has a beat, an invisible beat. But all I'm saying is that, before I move on, is that there should be somehow that someone, they do have some where they even put music on top of the heartbeat. I looked it up already, but there's not many. None has made the news, or they may have made the news. I don't watch ET. That's something that will probably come on ET, Oprah. Oprah don't no longer is a talk show, but you get what I'm saying. Solid brand positioning helps guide the company's marketing strategy by specifying what the brand stands for and how the product or service will satisfy customer needs. In other words, what makes this brand special? The fact that I got radio stations just to play my stuff, and saturate the audience. Positioning should clearly define similarities and differences between brands and communicate these similarities and differences to customers. Yeah, that's what all small businesses should notice. Basically, you define the similarities. I'm a pizza company, but I sell pizza for for 10 cents less for better quality chemicals, or that's all it is, or products or services, or restaurants and food service. My food service um, is different than their food service. My pizza my cheese come from Italy, the best of the best of the best of Italy, and for cost. Nobody has the cheese that come from Italy. Like they got this yogurt. They got this yogurt. It's like coconut yogurt. I've never had coconut yogurt. I just said, let me try it because their packaging looked nice and tidy and pretty. They were offering something that I'm not used to getting, which is coconut. Um, and they had exotic flavors. I'm very good at exotic stuff. I like exotic stuff. And so I tried it. And right now, I look like a poisonous spider, but I can assure you that there's nothing poisonous about me. So that's like two of the same type of looking spiders, but one is poisonous and one is not. Once a firm has defined its target market and identify its competitive advantage, it can create a marketing mix based on the 4 P's: product, the pizza, price, competition. So promote, that comes next, and place. A good place. Everybody fight. I know everybody in every arena that have to have a business that's in a building fight for a good place in a good area that sells good product, that have good product and gets a lot of sales and foot traffic, that brings a specific group of consumers a product with superior value. A marketing mix is the combination of actions used by a company to promote its brand or product. The Pizza Hut is the title, selling pizza from having the Italy cheese from pizza, famous for, just like Kentucky Fried Chicken, famous for original crispy. That's their brand. Their product is chicken. Their brand is not only original but crispy. I hope I'm getting that's correct. Let me cross check this. I can't wait to see what he comes up with, or it comes up with. It's a name. It's not. It's more than just a name, but the brand is a distinctive feature, name, slogan, design, or symbol that identifies and differentiates your product or services from your competitor. A name, a slogan, a design, or symbol. Okay, I was wrong. While actively managing the deeper meaning of the association. In essence, personality, your company, the first thoughts, emotions, or values that come to mind when someone encounters your business, turning transactions into loyal relationships. I want to keep all my clients coming back. The sky is the limit with the Kimberly Cloud Show. If I can get this cleaning business doing good, I can promote the Kimberly Cloud Show and Blue Cloud Cleaning, and pay my taxes and pay my licensure fees and pay my quarterly fees, and I should be good and save the rest. It was positioning goes into how you stand out. unique value prop against rivals like coverall. That's for cleaning though. But for the Kimberly Cloud Show, my unique, and for the Pizza Hut guy, the Pizza Hut scenario, Pizza Hut could be selling cheese from, have the best of the best of the best cheese. You know, how that's how they stand out. You know, they literally, when they, at first when they was starting out, they started out slow, but they literally get chemists, and they have taste studies to see what is good and what is not good. So I had it partially correct. I changed my name on AT&T to Blue Cloud Cleaning, my other number, and it came up as Kimberly Cloud still. They say give it 3 days. I'm like, oh, 3 days. It just seems so long. I gotta give it the whole weekend. I want it now. And that's the problem. Like I said, and that's why I was going to jump right into stuff, but I have to give it, that's why I don't jump right into stuff. Some stuff I do, some stuff I don't. My behaviors are being tracked and monitored. And when they track and monitor, you know, my behaviors, like what I buy on Facebook, or what I am influenced by, or, you know, what I look up mostly, it pops up. That's how I found Why Unified. Every target market requires a unique marketing mix to satisfy the needs of the target. That's like everybody getting in the technology business, you know, they can't say, oh, I'm getting into the technology business because I want to do the same exact thing. I want to get Tesla. Tesla. I want to get a Tesla or a Tesla, but not a Tesla. Why you want my Tesla, my Mesla, or whatever I said prior to that, is because my car, it does the exact same thing. You know, it's Elon Musk. So what does it do differently that would get me to buy into what you are trying to accomplish? Because Elon Musk has more credibility, because it's like, you know, he's been building things for a while, technology. So these big tech companies, these new big tech companies, and that's why I want to start off small and build my way up. And I'm going to get in contact with some inventors, benching places, play not inventors as in an inventor singular, but a company that takes inventors, and not like invent help, but like a marketing company that markets your product and patent your product. My product, you know, the K cloud smoke detector, that was a good invention. I went through invent help with that. And then Seattle remade my invention because I didn't have the money and Seattle has the money. I mean, obviously. I mean, you know, my hat goes out. You know what? I didn't get no recognition, but I'm glad that there was a young whippersnapper or older whippersnapper that actually looked at my item, the K Cloud smoke detector, or they because I did this in 2016 before artificial intelligence was even spoke about on billions of trillions, well, billions of people, like seriously. Thus, the marketing mix is only good as its weakest part. For example, an excellent product with poor distribution. So, a car, a good car, not in a poor distribution system. Let me look that up. Distributing is to distribute, to create, to see, gathering an audience. That's why I do what I do. I push myself to the limits. But gathering an audience, I can gather an audience. I haven't been to no Toastmasters. I haven't been nowhere. I can talk to the audience. But, you know, how those words come out, um so I don't want to say that I practice on these speeches, but some people do practice. So maybe I should write down a pitch or a hook and practice it. Rivalry. Where it said rivalry at? Okay, it says it amplifies rivalry among competitors. People see, it's all about switching and promoting. It always go by that. But the problem is when you don't have enough buying power and how you categorize and how you quote categorize and carp um capitalize, compartmentalize, if that is true, and etc. Putting things in compartments. Let's say you have $1,000. You categorize the $1,000 as money going towards bills per month. You put 30, 15% in advertisement, which leaves you with 85%. Then you put another 15% in stocks and bond. No, the 15% in stocks and build your portfolio, because it takes $1,000 for bonds. And then so you got both of these things, and then you pay all your bills, and then you have like 40% left over. But is the point is that you put 15% in promotion, like Facebook puts a percentage in promotion. The more money you get, the more promotion you get, the more visibility you get, the more doors open. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because it's like, you know, um, it's a 50-50 thing. That should be with anything across the board. Anything you do, engagement with a person, it's supposed to be a 50-50 thing. And whether they're paying customers or not, it's supposed to be a 50-50 thing, you know. And it's called teamwork. And so my episodes must get out there. And for me to promote myself without getting paid, it may not seem like it's doing anything, but every month or 2 months is something different out there with my show. An excellent production with excellent distribution system, but an inappropriate price will also fail. That's like, um even though there was a guy that did $10,000 for a podcast episode, even though the Chris Voss show pays significant, you pay a significant amount to be on the Chris Voss show, which is one of my competitors. Um, it is, they have ads and sponsors behind them and lots of advertisement. I don't know how much he cost Chris Voss, but he can pay for it. If I went, I would get laughed at, and I don't think my show is worth $10,000 a pop. You know, I wouldn't put that type of price on it right now, because I it's a work in progress. I can see if I said I reached my show's self-actualization. Um, an excellent product with excellent distribution system. Oh, I already said that. A successful marketing mix requires careful tailoring. That's why they always go back to the business plans, which I have no idea how to write. For instance, you might think McDonald's and Wendy's are the same marketing mix, since they are both fast food businesses. But McDonald's targets parents with young children through Ronald McDonald. Oh my God, I seen this commercial about Ronald McDonald. They said he scared the kids. It was a joke, it was a hook line to that. Um, the Hamburglar, the purple thing that looked like Barney a little bit. how do people create these characters, you ask? Through imagination, which Albert Einstein said, imagination is greater than knowledge. Happy Meals for kids, in-store playgrounds. Wendy's target a more, I used to work at Friendly's at 16 to 8 to 17. Um, Friendly's is a company, a sister, or Wendy's is the parent of Friendly's. When I got my checks, I was like, who is it? I was like, what? It's targeted by a more adult crowd. You see how the keywords though, how do you target kids in the 90s? How did McDonald's target parents with younger kids? How did they target uh me as a younger child? I know how. They had two things: a courtesy cup of ice water and a free cone, a free ice cream cone. That kept me coming back. Y'all remember those free ice cream kitty cones? And then it was Ronald McDonald. But that is what, I remember one day we were so dirt poor that my dad, he took an old McDonald's bag, went in there and said that he didn't get all his food. That is what Black people did in order to feed their kids. You do that in 2025, they're going to laugh at you. They're going to call the police. Some people still get away with that crap. I am so blessed that I have never had to do that. Wendy's has no playgrounds, but it does have a flat screen TVs. But it does have flat screen TVs. Now it does. Like, I haven't been to a Wendy's inside in so long. Flat screen TVs, I've never seen a flat screen TV at Wendy's. It's right up the street from my digital board. Okay, I can see that. And comfy leather seats. There be cracks in it by a fireplace. Where is this Wendy's at? In an adult atmosphere, and it's expanded its menu to include more items for adult tastes. Let me move on. Marketing strategy typically starts with the product. Okay. Marketers can plan a distribution system or a set price if they don't know exactly what the product will be offered to the market. So, the product, the pizza. Marketers can't plan a distribution system or a set price if they don't know exactly what pizza will be offered to the market. Marketers use this term to product to refer to goods, services, or even ideas. Example of goods would include tires, MP3 players, and clothing. Goods can be divided into business goods, commercial or industrial. Industrial means consumer. Oh, consumer goods. Examples of services would be hotels, hair salons. Services is what I do. And engineering, accounting firm. Services can be divided into consumer services, which is independent people, such as lawn care, hair, small businesses, and professional services such as engineering's accounting. Consultancy is what I looked up for the lady. I won't say the place that I went. In addition, marketing is often used to promote ideas that benefit companies and or industries, such as the idea to go green or donate blood. Promote an idea, creativity, or curiosity of ideas, innovation that benefits companies and industries, such as the idea to go green or donate blood. Donating blood is an idea because it promotes um, a more healthy environment for those who lose blood because of an emergency or need a blood transfusion, whether emergency or not. Going green, I don't know if that has something to do with the ecosystem. Because you can, I get electricity bills say, go green, go paperless. Businesses often use marketing to improve the long-term viability of their industry, such as the avocado industry or the milk industry, which run advertising spots and post social media posts to encourage consumers how to view their industries favorably. Industries are consumers, comes from the consumer, the people, the citizens. Wow. What was the other one? Go back up, go back up, go back up, go back up. Commercial. Businesses, okay. Commercial or industry? Industry is consumer, commercial is businesses, small businesses to B2B, small businesses to large corporations or companies, which run advertising spots and post to social media messages to encourage consumers to view the industries favorably. Thus, the heart of the marketing mix is the good, service, or idea. Creating a product strategy. That's pretty cool. I can't wait to hear this. Involves choosing a brand name. Got that. Packaging. I don't know about packaging. Colors, warranty. I Well, I don't need a warranty right now because I fixed the issues and I have a warranty, if there is no reason wiggle room right now for a warranty because I'm selling the product, or should I say the service, but until we get to that point, like I said, things are being phased out. Free is being phased out, until we get to that point of a warranty. Um, then I'll write down what the warranty would be for that. And it would be easy. I wouldn't put no, oh, you only give back 2% of $100 or $1,000 because you waited 2 months to call your bank. Like, really? That's what people do. What is covered? Accessories, and a service program. Marketers view products in a much larger context than is often thought. They include not only the item itself, but the brand name and company image. Okay. The names Ralph Lauren and Gucci, for instance, create extra value for everything from cosmetics to bath towels. You know, right now, I don't see the relevance in having a towel from Macy's versus a towel from Walmart. Which would you choose? They're, to be honest, some of them are just about the same. So why in the hell of it right now at the with the income that I have, invest in some high priced company for the same material, but the name, brand name. Um, Products with those names sell higher prices than identical products without the names. Just like I said, consumers buy things not only for what they do, but also for what they mean. I mean, if a consumer was making between 23 to 26,000 a year, if they were making that much, what would they do if they were making that much? Would you think they would be able to afford places like Ralph Lauren and Gucci? No. An average person make, like I've seen jobs on Indeed going for $16 an hour, hands down. I said, WTF? It's no job for me, but I'm just looking through and I see it. I see it. I'm like, they raping the people. They are raping them. So these consumer citizens or buying customers buy things not only for what they do, but also for what they mean. So Pizza Hut stand by its words and have many different companies, pizza sisterhood companies that stands by their words. You only get a certain amount of franchises because they franchise a certain amount of franchise Pizza Huts that is about to go bankrupt. Pricing strategy is based on demand. We want this product, and how much do it cost to produce that product? However, price have a major impact on the success to be to which is to succeed. So a success, accomplishment of a product, if the price is not in balance with other components of the 4Ps. So, however, can have a major impact on success of a product if the price is not in balance with other components of the 4Ps. In some products, especially service products, having a price that is too low may actually hurt sales. Yeah. In services, a higher price is often evaluated with a higher value, just like they said Gucci and the other one, Gucci and Ralph Lauren. Let's see. Where was I at? For some types of specialty products, high prices expected, and some prices for designer clothes or luxury cars. Even costume jewelry is often marked more than 100% over the cost to produce it. Yeah, you know, like JD Vance, you know, wearing the wig on Halloween, the costume um stuff or jewelry, which is like regular jewelry, wigs, and just let's just say regular jewelry, not costume as in Halloween. But I'll exclude and cut that example out. But costume jewelry meaning like Dillard's that sell jewelry, Saks that sell jewelry, jewelry companies. I don't go to jewelry company. You would not find me in a jewelry company. And it's marked, buy these diamonds. Diamonds weren't even worth anything until they put a label on it. Like, that's true. That's a fact. Everything. The money isn't even worth nothing. But since there came out a bunch of men got together, and I don't care about the race, but a bunch of men got together and sat up there and made a law saying you supposed to XYZ money, then money became something. And then they sit up there and you can't even leave money alone with your spouse. You can't leave money alone with no one, not even a child. A child know what money is. For example, I was at an electricity company when I was 7 years old, and there was money coming out. Somebody didn't stuff the money all the way in there, and it had to be about $100, like 15 and ones and fives, some tens, some 20s. So it was nice and thick. And I took it and gave it to my mother. I don't know what possessed me to do that. I knew what money was. I have never still stolen from my mother, but I didn't understand the concept of stealing that. Just like some people don't understand the concept of stealing when money is involved. They need it so bad that they will do just about anything to get it. And I'm not gonna slut myself out for money. I will fairly cooperate and collaborate with money, but I will not slut myself out for money. Special considerations can also influence the price. Sometimes an introductory price is used to get people to try a new product. True. Some firms enter the market with low price and keep them low, such as a Carnival Cruise Line and Suzuki Cars. Others enter a market with very high prices and then lower them over time, such as producers of high definition televisions and personal computers. That's exactly what they did with those glasses. They sat up there and they created these Apple glasses that you can just go like this in midair and compute everything that you compute on a phone in midair. And with these HD artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and all that great magical, sci-fi stuff put together, and they jacked up the prices to almost $4,000. And then just like the Apple phone. So you got the Apple phone, and the Apple phone was like 1,000 or $2,000. But now they have specials on that. One day VR is going to be at telephone companies. And we're already doing it now. We're phasing it out. And this is what I mean by phasing. But Apple is getting paid to phase people out or phase consumers um, like products down, phase it down. They're going to phase the price of glasses down. Everybody does it. Others enter a market with very high prices and then lower them over time, such as producers of television and personal computers. So I read that already. Place distribution strategy is creating the means channel. Um, channel. Let me write that down. Which is a which what is a product flow. So a channel is a product flow. So you go to a distribution place, but this is a strategy. So they're basically the two, the producer to the consumer. The channel meaning, as Y Unified promised, I was supposed to get my product from a distribution network at the Walmart distribution center. That's the two, the middleman, the where the product lies and get supposedly supposed to get distributed to the consumer when they order, and I'm supposed to get the money, and it didn't happen that way. Let's see. Place includes the physical location and physical attributes of the business, as well as inventory control systems, transportation, supply chain management, and even internet presence. Yeah. One aspect of distribution strategy is deciding how many stores. I mean, I wonder when Pizza Hut was just one, or maybe they had money for three. I don't know. Let's look that up on Grok. Where did the first Pizza Hut was? Where was the first Pizza Hut? And how did it grow? And how much was invested? I was thinking New York for some reason, but it's in Wichita, Kansas in 1958. Just Pizza Hut screams New York. It's so diverse. Don't y'all hate those people? Oh my God. 600 to launch the first location and borrow from their mother another $100. Tell me. In 1958, they hit billions. Now, to to launch a pizza company does not, oh my God, that's crazy. But don't you hate those people who like cheese pizza and they like, I don't want no pepperoni, or those people, those vegetarians that be like, I just want veggies. I get it all. I get the green peppers, the onions, the mushrooms, and obviously the cheese. Cheese is standard. I will have one sauce pizza. One sauce pizza. Anyway, uh for services that become synonymous, synonymous with both physical location and attributes of that location, such as atmospheric and online presence. That's like wig shops. That's like wig shops, having, I give it to the Asians with their wig shops, you know, very, very intelligent Asian people. One thing they haven't convert two things. One thing they haven't converted to is doing hybrid. Certain wig stores do hybrid where they can mail wigs to the consumer and talk to them, and that's one thing I can say about the online presence with certain just straight online presence, where they're just strictly online. I think whatever business I'm going to get or I will promote, I'm going to promote Blue Cloud Cleaning through my online presence. Place strategy for services also includes such items such as supply chain management. Example would be that an engineer firm would develop offices with lush interiors to denote success and would have to manage supplies for ongoing operations, such as the purchase of computers for computer aid drafting. Many people feel Many people feel that promotion is the exciting part of marketing mix. Yeah, promotion strategy covers personal selling, traditional advertisement, public relations. When I hear public relations, that reminds me of public speaking or public engagement, and that just screams radio. Sales promotion, social media, and e-commerce. These elements are called the promotional mix. Each element is coordinated with the others to create a promotional blend. An advertisement, for instance, helps the buyer get to know the company and paves the way for a sales call. A promotional strategy can dramatically increase the firm's sales. Public relation plays a small role in promotion. It is used to create a good image of the company and its products. Bad publicity costs nothing to generate, but can cost a firm a great deal in loss of business. Public relations use many tools, including publicity, crisis management strategy. Never heard of that. In-house communication to employees, good publicity, such as television or magazine stories about a firm's new product, may be the result of time, money, and effort spent by the public relations department. Public relations activities cost money in salaries and supplies. Public relation efforts are the least controllable of all tools of promotion. Public relations efforts are the least controllable of the tools of promotion. And a great deal of effort and relationship building is required to develop an ongoing goodwill networking that is needed to the company, enhance the image of the company. Sales promotion directly stimulates sales. It includes trade shows, catalogs, contests, games, coupons, and special offers. It is a direct incentive for the customer to purchase the product immediately. It takes many forms and must adhere to strict laws and regulations. For example, some types of contests and giveaways are not allowed in the states within the United States. McDonald's discount coupons and contests offer money and food prizes are examples of sales promotions. Social media is a major element of the promotional mix in today's world. Most businesses have a corporate website as well as pages on different social media sites such as Facebook, got a Pinterest, got a Twitter. They still say Twitter. Like I said, they would rather write Twitter than X. X is like the 25th, no, the 24th letter in the alphabet, 6, 3. I think T is 20, the 20th letter in the alphabet, because S is 19. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T. It's either 21 or 22. Or 19. 19. S is 21, I think. Let me stop. Anyway, I'll be trying to learn the coding, a little something. Social media can be more powerful as a channel for getting the company's message out to target the market. Let me see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. It's 19. And T is 20. So that's 110. And 24 is just 3 ones. That's the way the Mayans or Sumerians used to do it. I think. Or general public than traditional advertising, especially for some target markets. Companies and even individuals can use social media to create instant branding. E-commerce is the use of the company website to support. Uh-oh. Uh Website to support and expand the marketing strategies of the 4Ps. It can provide option to order online. Cool. Create online communities, create your own page. And be used to collect data from both existing and potential customers. Some e-commerce websites offer free games and other interactive options for their customers. Like Yahoo Mail during Halloween, they were like get this boo game going where you delete so many messages, you get so many points. That game is so fun but lame because you get, and I'm gonna explain why. Because with you now, they give you points, and it's like, where are these points going towards? You share it amongst the community, but where are they going? Points. Everybody wants points. We learn points like little kids loaded, where you get a smiley face sticker and you think you won $1 million. So now we have been conditioned that points, you know, oh, I want my points. Give me my Starbucks points so I can get that free coffee, girl. Give me my McDonald's points. I want a Happy Meal. Like, seriously. Profit-oriented companies, wait, let me make sure. All of this activity build and strengthen the long-term relationships of customers with the company. Yeah. Profit-oriented companies are not the only ones that analyze marketing environment, are not the only ones that analyze the marketing environment. Profit-oriented companies. Like y'all know this soda called Bubble or something, Fizzle, Bubble. Um, Coca-Cola took it over, and Shark Tank took over the birthday cake pops. So find a competitive advantage and create a marketing mix. The application of marketing principles, techniques, the birthday cake pops at Starbucks is also vital to nonprofit organizations. Marketing helps nonprofit groups identify targeting or target markets and develop effective marketing mixes. In some cases, marketing has kept symphonies, museums, and other cultural groups from not having to close. In some organizations, such as the American Heart Association, marketing ideas and techniques have developed managers to do their jobs better. In the private sector, the profit motive is both an objective for guiding decisions and a criterion for evaluating results, guiding decisions that we make. A profit motive is everybody's guiding decision and criteria for evaluating results. Not for profit organizations do not seek to make a profit for redistribution to owners or shareholders. Rather, their focus is often on generating enough funds to cover expenses or to expand their services to assist more people. That's me. That's what I just said. For example, the Methodist Church does not gauge its success by the amount of money left in offering plates. The Museum of Science and its industry does not base its performance evaluation on a dollar of tokens put into turnstile. An organization such as the American Red Cross raises funds to provide basic services, but if enough funds are raised beyond just the amount to cover or beyond just the amount to cover expenses, those funds are used to expand services or improve current services. The four P's, what is it called again? The four P's or something. This is segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Marketing mix. Four P's, yeah. Already read that. Um, as a team continues to work towards a final marketing plan, you will review the components of marketing mix, the marketing mix model. Experts refer these components as the four P's: price, product, price, promotion, and place. To understand how the four P's apply to your leap rebranding efforts, consider these questions. What does the app do? Oh God, now I have to go through it again. The app, the app helps soldiers, not soldiers, but it could extend to soldiers, not only, it can help transition them to a year out, find a job, but it helps soldiers short term find a job, which means that if they get out a week, They try to go to these places. So job recruitment is what the app do. What problems does it solve? It helps people find a job. How much, what does the app cost? I don't remember them talking about price. How does the price compare with competitors? Um, I don't know their the prices of Leap. Promotion, I'll figure that out. But moving on, promotion. Should there be a price reduction or free trial to encourage? Yes, a free trial. I think free trials, whoever invented, let's see who invented free trials. Wikipedia better get it right too. You don't see 500 BCE doesn't say get a free trial of or let's say 4 between 3 and 4 BC, you know, they're not saying get a free trial to see Jesus Christ die. Free trial. They did have their free trial when Jesus Christ died. They had their free trial to see that crap, which I am so disgusted of. And now it's done grown to Charlie Kirk, where their free trial to see people were paying for cable and saw that on national TV, even though they have a 6 to 12 second delay, it still got out of there. And people are paying, or possibly in the future will pay, just to see his face when the bullet hit his neck. I know that's a weird example, but you know, let's say let me choose another example. Bath or Body Works. You know, they give out free lotions and stuff, you know. Um, Free lotions meaning you get a free lotion, but then you got have to pay for, you get all these like maybe 2 or 3 free items or samples. They call them samples. And free trials is like a sample or something. And then you sit up there and try it and you be like, girl, I can't get no more. You know, you may get it on your birthday. They send you a free trial or some free makeup, you know, from another store, you know, Sephora or other Ultra, you know. But yeah, it's always a free trial. And then that's a powerful marketing strategy, offering temporary no risk access to the product. I think everybody should do that. To encourage purchases was not invented by a single individual, but evolved as a collective innovation in publishing industry through the first 20th century. Magazines and newspapers pioneered it through the direct mailing campaigns, sending simple sample copies or limited free issues to potential subscribers to demonstrate value and boost conversions. By the 1920s, a softer sample copies. That's like Coca-Cola in the early, whenever, 1900s, 20th century. They mean 1800s or 1750s or 80s on up. Um, I know in the 18 or 1900s, Coca-Cola was created. Um, and they used to have magazines, not magazines, but newspapers, and it's called sample copies, free issues, saying if they give you free papers stating, you take this cough syrup, you take this Coca-Cola drink, and it'll cure cancer, or it'll help your relationship. I remember, no lie, I must have been reading this wrong, but I remember when this water company came out, it was Smart Water, actually. And I thought that it was geared to make you smart, and so, it was this advertisement talking about Smart Water, period. They had some type of hook, and I was like, let me try Smart Water. They sell their products. What makes different water different? One comes from a different mountain than the other and gets filtered different ways. You know, um, anyway, by the 1920s, this soft offer became standard with publishers like Half Century Magazine explicitly promoting sample issues to convert readers into paid subscribers, $1 a year. I would pay for $1 a year. I wouldn't be alive by the time I get around the 80-year mark or 90-year mark. That's no money. It later expanded to the negative option trials, auto billing after the free period unless canceled. How were they doing this? Just straight cash, eh? Just straight cash. Just imagine going to the 1920s trying to, you'd be like, do y'all got Apple Pay? We don't sell apples, ma'am. You have to pay with cash. Seriously. It later expanded to a negative option trial. Okay, that influenced barter business in the 1990s, such as internet stuff, drop shipping, and internet stuff. Okay, and I will stop here. I have to work with him on this. Ooh, marketing plan template. Let's wait. Wait. Marketing plan is a written document that outlines a marketing program for a company or product, company or product, company, industry, or consumer, or service, along from the promotional budget allocation of our planned parent. In other words, the marketing plan details what is needed to implement the marketing program to achieve the goals within it. When developing a marketing plan, you should be guided by the organization's vision and mission statements. Their vision and mission statements. Leap organization. It's important to note that the marketing plan is not the same as a business plan. While marketing plan is a part of a business plan typically also, I remember reading that part before, or maybe I read it somewhere else, that a marketing plan and a business plan is not the same. Financial strategies, operational plans, risk management techniques, and human resources. He made up the skeleton. I'll keep this on my page. So when the session starts, that we start filling it out. Um, then oh God. Let's see. What's step 6? And let's see how this, I seen how the marketing plan template look. Okay, here we go. Okay, tomorrow at 11. I got an appointment at 11 online and 3 p.m. Pacific. I got an interview to do. Keep going for a second. Let me hold up. I stopped at right here. No, at 6, step 6. Create, I needed some more of these things. Create a marketing strategy. Where is my pen? Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh my God, it's still not transferring carry stuff. They said about 12 hours remaining. Lord Jesus, help me. It didn't even seem like 2 hours passed. It just seemed like I was having fun with reading. And fun with Kimberly, reading and learning about stuff. You know, I learned about the Porter's 5 forces. I learned about SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Um, I, I, I. I learned a lot of other stuff about McDonald's uh, targeting children and adults versus Wendy's having all of these fancy dancy stuff, which I've never seen in 41 years of my life. Flat screen TVs, um, fireplaces. I'm like, what? Wendy's have that? Have y'all ever seen Wendy's with a fireplace? Hey, really? I just see the little girl. That's all I remember about Wendy's. And I think it was a woman, but it was a little girl, but it was an older man. What was his name? Oh my God. I have to look it up, y'all, before I get off air. Who was the first owner of Wendy's? This show is Dave Thomas. Yes, his death in 2002. He opened it in 1969, 10 years after the other company. Pizza Hut. So Pizza Hut opened the company in 1958 and he opened it in 1959, 11 years to be exact, I think. So I am about to get off of here for a little bit. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate you watching me as usual. I say the same spiel every day, but I mean what I say and say what I mean. Um, what else did I learn? I learned about supply and demand, rivalry, competitors, you know, um, what else? So I can't remember everything, but it was a fashion company. Remember those two fashion companies that we talked about? And these two companies sell high-end prices. And then we talked about the jewelry company that they called it something else, a specific type of jewelry company. Um, and I was talking about that. They were talking about that specific type of jury, consumer jury or something type jury company, and they skyrocket the prices up, by the thousands I read. Um, and so that is basically about it. I'm gonna start recapping in all of my segments so I can not only stimulate my brain with the knowledge that I have, but I want to get personal with my clients and guests. I did it to one client yesterday. Like I said, this whole book is full. I need a new book. And my clients, one of my clients, I said, let's recap. And I told her, about everything you said. And I put a smiley face, an emoji or smiley face. And I like to do that to get personal, humbly, and make it sound very personal from me. I don't I don't like to do nothing less. I just keep reinventing myself. I cannot help it. So I'll end with this. That snake, those two snakes that are poisonous. No, one is poison, one is not. But they look alike. That spider, one is poisonous and one is not. Don't judge a book by its cover, and don't ever judge a book by its cover. Read the book, learn the book, be an authoritarian of that book. But don't judge it because of the expression that someone made. We don't know what that person was thinking or how they wanted to express that book. So that's why I do what I do. And I'm explaining it this way because I express I'm not bisexual, but I express myself. And I'm not saying bisexual people are bad, but I express myself through the expression of my makeup. Some people do even better jobs. I'm basic, but the expression of my makeup tells a story. Just remember that. And I get my influences from 1% from over here, 1% from over there, 10%, 30%, 50%, 90%, even though it don't all equal up to 100. But do you get what I'm trying to say? I get my influences from multiple people. So I hope to God that you guys take care as usual. Stay blessed. Sending good juju your way, all the ladies and men. You know what? Y'all are not ladies. Y'all are not ladies. Y'all are goddesses. Y'all are goddesses. You know why y'all are goddesses? Because you can create life. You are a creator of life. Even if you can't create life, you have that engine or transmission inside of you. You supposed to, or you do. So sending good juju your way, goddesses and gods. Take care. Be safe. Bye.